Right. So here's the story of karma. It's about karma. And I like this because this was on a podcast that was discussing people with chronic illnesses and chronic pain. So this is a cute little story. As he was sitting there, an evil man came walking along the same path. This man was known as a terrible person, constantly engaged in stealing and in lying. And when he came to this very spot where the Swami had gotten a thorn in his foot, the evil man looked down and found a coin. Happily, he picked up the coin and continued on his way. But the Swami, when he walked by, he stepped on a thorn. The Swami was confused by these events, considering them in his mind to continue to his guru, his teacher at the ashram. He walked, when he arrived, he bowed to the guru and put forth the following questions. Guruji, I was walking in the forest. On my path on the way here, I stepped on a thorn beneath a tree and then sat down to pull it out. As I sat there, a well-known thief and cheat came down the same path. When he came to the exact point where I had stepped on the thorn, he looked down and found a gold coin. How could this be? Why is it that I got a thorn in my foot and he got a gold coin? I have been doing religious practices and living an upright life. He certainly has not. How could the fruit of our karma be so dramatically different? And the guru quietly listened to the story of his disciple, and then, without a word, he passed into deep meditation. They stayed together for an hour, and when the guru came out of the meditation, he said, Swami, because your past karma in another life, you were supposed to be killed today. But because of your good and righteous actions in your life, you have escaped it with the prick of a thorn. The thief, according to his past actions, would have become crowned a wealthy king today. But because of his evil actions in his life, he had gotten a single gold coin. The law of karma does not make mistakes. And I like this one because there is times, in our lives when we may question, you know, why me? Why did I have to have this? What made, people get diagnosed with things, and just questioning, why me? Why me? I'm a good person. Why is this happening to me? But the law of karma basically is saying that it could have been worse, and we're only given, you know, what we can handle. So next time you have that questioning of why me, just think about, you know, that story and how it can kind of help you feel a little less, you know, sad about your circumstances. So let's sit nice and tall and return back to just kind of being in our physical bodies and acknowledging that this is a body that that we must maintain. It takes maintenance. It takes, acts of you know, encouragement in the mind to maintain the body physically and emotionally. We have to maintain our body. So press your feet into the ground, actively spread out your toes if you're not wearing shoes, and just get yourself seated upright with a nice long straight spine, lifting the crown of your head nice and tall, relaxing your shoulders down your back. And now draw in through your nose some air. Just breathe in and then sigh it out and kind of relax your belly, your stomach softens. And we'll do a couple rounds of this. If you like, you can close your eyes, taking a deep breath in. Softly exhaling the air out as slow as you can. Just maintaining a rhythmic pattern with your breath for a few moments. Again, we always try to breathe in and out of our nose unless our nose is stopped up. Finding that the quality of our breath is better when we breathe through the nose. And as we breathe all day long, we don't pay attention to that rhythmic pattern. So just for this moment here, really pay attention to how you breathe. It takes a little bit of concentration. Take 3 more breaths, more conscious awareness of the breath, your body. All right, when you finish that 3rd breath, go ahead and open your eyes. And we're going to take some shoulder shrugs one at a time. So take your right shoulder up and then drop it down. And we'll do the left shoulder up. So just kind of up with one shoulder, down. Just playing around with some movement, lifting the shoulder blades and lifting one shoulder at a time. Again, if you were learning how your body works, feel how like the muscles in your side body help lift up that shoulder. Finished a course called Inner Engineering, figuring out you had to design your body and engineer it. It's really interesting how our body functions, and sometimes it functions better on one day and not as good on the other day. All right, now let's try both shoulders at the same time. Up and then down. So focusing on the lift on the inhale and the exhale on the lowering of the shoulders. Two more. And last one. Good. Now again, replant your feet if they're not solid on the ground. Just press down some. And now we're going to circle the body in a way that feels good. You can start out small and get bigger if you like, or just stay small. Warming up, gentle flow. And I invite you to smile as you move. This just reminds your body you're having a good time. I'm a firm believer that if you smile through it, it's not quite as bad on anything we do. Spent many work days in the office smiling at my boss when really inside I was like, you're crazy, you're an idiot. But I smiled and got through it. And they always said, oh, she always smiles. Well, they only knew what I'm thinking in my head. All right, now circle the other way. Unwind and go in the opposite direction. Maybe start slower and speed up. Start smaller circles and get bigger. And just make some choices that works for you. If you're finding that you're dizzy or getting vertigo in any of these circles, please don't do them. Just wait for the next one. The idea is not to make you dizzy. All right, and we'll come back through center. Sit nice and tall and take a breath or two here in a neutral spine. And then we're going to take our arms out. So bring your elbows in towards your ribs, palms go out. Now gently tuck your chin in towards your throat. And just see if you can pull back the elbows, squeezing your shoulder blades. So bringing the shoulder blades towards the spine. Elbows going back, palms open. And just push your heart a little bit more forward. Keep breathing. Good. Now straighten out the arms. Awesome. Reach out. Turn your palms down and then turn your palms up, rotating the wrist. And maybe you can see if you can swap it all the way around. Turning them up, circling them around. Twisting the wrists, the arms. All right, we'll do one more twist and then palms come up. Bend your elbows, bring your elbows back towards your ribs, your torso. Tuck the chin back in and hold your imaginary thing, platter or whatever it is. Here, as you squeeze your elbows back behind your ribs, tuck your chin in, push your heart forward. Whew, my hands are starting to tingle. All right, inhale, reach the arms back out. And now reach the arms up overhead. Strong, lengthen through the ribs. Press into the feet. Now turn your palms out and away and lower all the way down, relaxing the shoulders as you go. Nice and slow. Awesome. Now just take a second, feel your fingertips. Do you feel a difference? Maybe some tingling, just kind of blood flow or something moving around, a little energetic tingling in your hands. Let's take a nice little twist next. Take your right hand and put it on your left leg. Take your left hand to the chair, back here or somewhere, or sit, or you can hold on to the seat of the chair. And as you inhale, think straight up through your head, and then just start to turn your head so you look over your left shoulder. Think length through the spine. Inhale brings you up. The exhale, you can get a little deeper in your twist. Good. Now come back through center. Pause in the middle. Sit tall. And we'll tuck our chin to our chest. Hollow out your belly. You may even want to move your hands to your knees. And arch your back like a cat. Draw your shoulders forward towards your ears as you tuck your head down. Breathe in and out here, a couple breaths. Feel your rib cage expanding on your inhalation. And nice and easy, straighten the spine. Take your left hand to your right leg, right hand behind you, hold onto the chair. Sit nice and tall, drop your left shoulder down if it's rising up, and then just turn your head to your right shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Just add on just a little bit more. Oh, keep breathing. Good. Now come back through center. Hands back to your lap. Tuck your chin back in. Slide your hands to your knees. Scoop your belly in and then draw your head closer to your navel. Just kind of pulling everything towards your belly button. Good. Now inhale, lift your head, relax your shoulders down. Now we're going to bring our arms out in front of us. Spread all 10 fingers nice and wide. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, reach up. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale up. 2 more. Inhale, reach forward. Notice the spine's moving. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach up. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reach up. And then exhale, inhale here, and then exhale, come forward, hands to your shins, and drop into a fold. So coming down over your legs, belly in between your legs, and arms loosey-goosey. Take a couple breaths here. Feel the whole length of your backside. Good. Now slide your hands up your legs. Stack your shoulders over your hips. And then scoot yourself to the edge of the chair. We're going to just start to windshield wiper our knees a little side to side. And what I want you to think about in this pose is the sole of your foot rolling to the edges. And when you're doing this, this is just kind of helping work the ankles. So if you go to fall, you can feel like, oh, I can just push that self in the other direction. Just rolling around on the soles of your feet, almost as if you're trying, to put your footprint on a piece of paper, just rolling all sides of the feet on the ground. And gentle twist in the hips. All right, that should have warmed up our hips just a little bit. Now again, sit nice and tall. Let's bring the right knee into the chest. You can hold behind the knee crease or in front, doesn't matter. And relax the right calf muscle. Now I just want you to move the right ankle in a circle. And then circle it in the other direction. All right, let's release the right leg down, sit tall again. Lift up the left foot and hold on to the left knee, the shin or behind the knee. Relax your left calf and then move around your left foot in circles. And circle the other way. Circle, circle, and then lower the left knee. Now bring your feet, turn this down so you can see my feet. Bring your feet wider than your chair legs and point your toes out away from you. And now we're going to lift one heel at a time. So lift your right heel, activating the muscles in your right leg. And then lower that one down. Lift your left heel. Feel that left calf fire off. And now just do a couple of these, lifting and lowering. Heel, heel. Noticing how that feels. If you get a sharp shooting pain, don't do this one. Now we're mindfully moving. All right, now we've done one at a time. Now we're going to do both at a time. So you're going to inhale, come up onto your tippy toes, exhale, heels down. So inhale, exhale. Both heels rise and fall at the same time. Awesome. Good job. Two more. And then lower down. Let's take our arms back out to a T. And then take your hands and bring them back behind you. Either hold on to the back of the chair or interlace your hands behind your back. Draw your shoulder blades together. Push your chest forward as if you're puffing up your chest. Tuck your chin towards your throat. And just feel this little arch in your spine. Pushing the belly forward. Drawing the shoulder blades together. Feeling a nice stretch in the front of your body. Good. Now release your hands back out to a T, and then we're going to come into a fold with your arms out. You don't have to go that far, just reach out until you start to feel pressure on the legs. Ah, look at that. Good, now we're going to take a little twist. Right hand's going to go inside the right leg. Left arm's going to reach up. Big stretch to the sky. And then we'll switch back out to a T. Left hand goes down, right arm reaches up. Back out to a T. Right hand down, left arm up. Out to the sides. And reach up, right arm. Last one will go to the left. And now back through center. Hands to your knees. Lean forward, option to stay here. Or take your hands towards the floor. The floor is not there. Grab something to put underneath you that's nearby. Like I have with this bolster, I can just put under my hands. Brings the floor a little closer. And I really feel this in my legs. 2 more breaths here. All right, hands come back to your knees. And then gently lift your shoulders back up. Toe your feet together. And if you have your weights nearby, we're going to do one weight at a time. One arm or one weight in both hands. So we're going to hold it, the ends. Feet slightly apart so that you have some good base here. So don't fall out of your chair. And we're going to inhale, point your fingers down, holding onto it, and then inhale them up straight out in front of you. And then exhale it down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up a little higher. And exhale. Inhale. So you're just judging how far you want to go up. So for some of you, you want to go up all the way over your head. Some of you don't. It's nice and slow. And this, by you squeezing like that, it's activating the muscles in your shoulders. Again, if you don't have a weight, any sort of can goods will work. You can pick soup can in your pantry, and that would work too. And when you've had enough, because boy, I start to feel this pretty quick, just bring the weight back down to the floor. And we're going to relax the arms and the shoulders and do a couple neck rolls. Circling out the neck. Imagine your nose has a marker attached to it and you're just drawing a circle in the sky. Again, if you get vertigo, please don't do this if you're feeling dizzy. And a circle in the other directions. Eyes open or closed, depending on which one feels better to you. All right, now come back through center. Close your eyes or keep your eyes open and just stay still for a second. Notice how you feel. Just body awareness, emotional awareness. Now reach down and grab your weight or your whatever you're using, water bottle, doesn't matter. We're going to start with just putting it in our right hand. And I'm going to make a fist around it and place my knuckles on my right leg. I want to try to activate my bicep here by just curling it in. Left hand is going to stay on my leg, curling in, nice tight curl. Again, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder here. I'm just trying to gain a little bit of muscles. Right there I am using a 2-pound weight. Now, of course, they make them in all sizes, so you're welcome to, use more if you need more. But for me, I'm not trying to bulk up. I'm just trying to get those muscles warmed up. So 2 pounds is pretty good for me. Good. And that feels about right. I'm starting to feel a little tension in my arm. And when that occurs, you're like, oh, muscles are starting to work, really work here. So I'm going to relax that arm and then switch my weight to the other hand. Take the right hand to your right leg, relax those, and then do the same thing on the other side. Elbow in towards the ribs, and I'm just tightly bringing the weight to my left shoulder. You had 2 weights, you can always do both hands at the same time. But when you do one at a time, you start to focus on the quality of the movement. You feel your bicep. Don't forget to smile through it. And when you feel that first moment of resistance, like, wow, this is hard, go just a tiny bit more. And that's where the magic happens. That's where you start to build this strength. All right, that feels good to me. I'm going to release that and drop my weight back to the floor. Relax both arms. Take a deep breath in. And then float your arms out to a T. Spread out your fingers. And then we're going to come into our airplane pose. Lean forward, bringing your arms nice and far out. Now drop the right hand down. It's almost if you're flying to the left. Left arm's going to reach up. And now level back off and fly to the other direction. And back through center. Lean to the right, left arm goes up. And through center, left arm down, right arm up. And center, last one, over to the left. And center, and now both arms down. Fold over your legs. Option to tuck your chin towards your chest, towards your throat, or look forward. And we'll stay here for just a moment or two, feeling our back. Nice breaths in and out, slow and controlled. Okay, while you're down there, grab your weight, slide up your legs. And now we're going to bring the weight to your right hip, arms straight. And we're going to go backwards with the arm. So you're going to bend it towards the shoulder and then bring it back and then bring it up. So extension, bringing it slightly back and then bringing it forward. Takes a little bit of concentration to make sure you're pushing it back some. Let's do 2 more. Ooh, yep, feeling it. And relax. We'll switch the weight to the other arm. Right hand can stay on the right leg. Start with your arm closest to your rib cage, and then bring it up, and then extend it back. So also notice how you grip the weight, and I guess it will depend on what you're using, but are you squeezing so hard that it hurts your hands, or can you loosen your hands and just really concentrate on the muscles in your upper arms? Now let's do 2 more. And relax. Switch the weight back to your right arm. And we're going to take it out to the right side. Automatically, this feels heavy. 2 pounds feels like a lot. Now we're just going to curl it in and then extend it out. Keep breathing. So a little bit of weight does the muscles a lot of good. All right, 2 more, nice and slow with intention. And then lower that arm, switch the weight to the other hand. Left arm goes out to the left side. Start with the arm extended, bend the elbow, and then extend out. Tomorrow, when you're like, look at my muscles, you're going to feel it. Hopefully feel it in a good way, not in a bad way. All right, nice job. Do 2 more. And then we'll bring the weight down to the floor. And we'll roll out our shoulders a couple times. You can move the wrist, anything that wants to be moved. Just kind of shaking out things. And now we're going to move just through a vinyasa. So we're going to inhale both arms up. Exhale, hands to your knees, tuck your chin in. Exhale, slide the hands down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Grab your weight on the way up. And now we're going to take the weight in our right hand, extend the right arm up to the sky. Try to get it so you can see. Take the right arm up, and you're going to bend the elbow and bring it behind you. So behind your head, and then extension up. So the elbow bends, weight goes down, arm extends up. All right, 2 more. You're starting to feel it. You can stop. And then we'll lower that arm down and switch sides. Just going to move the weight to my left hand. Relax that right hand. Inhale the arm up. Bend the elbow, bring the weight behind my head, and then straighten. Nice, slow movements. Ooh, I'm going to feel that. That's awesome. All right. Gently lower left arm down. And straighten out your right leg in front of you. We're going to hold the weight, the edges of it in both hands. and then reach out, and then you're going to bring up the foot towards the weight. So right leg's just pointing and lifting towards the weight or whatever's in your hand. Keep control of your breathing. If you start to feel this panic, this heavy breathing, slow it down. Take control over it. And then when you feel complete, just rest. Now we'll do the other side. Right foot stays grounded, left leg's going to go out, both hands go out, and you're just going to lift and extend, bringing the knee close to the weight out in front of you. If you want, you can point your toes or you can flex them. I like to point here. This feels good to me. Ooh. Very good. All right. Let's rest for a breath or two here. And when you're ready, we'll step the right foot out. So left knee is going to stay bent. We're going to hold on to the weight in our left hand and reach across the right leg and then pull it back. We're going to reach across the right leg, pull it back. Starting to heat up. Two more. And boom. Slide back your right leg, sit tall. Switch the right weight to your right hand. Extend out your left leg. We're going to reach down across your left leg so it pulls that shoulder down. Pull it back, bend the elbow. Reach across and back. Whew. Two more. Good. And let's rest. Control your breathing. Slow breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale it out. All right. Now we're going to come to our standing. And we're just going to leave the weight on the chair for just a second. We'll come over here to the right side of your chair. So use your left hand to hold on to it. And spread apart your feet so they're about hip distance, so you got a good base on your lower half of your body. And now take the arms out to a T. Inhale both arms up. And then exhale both arms down. So if you are not using a weight, this is how you're going to do it. You're just going to inhale arms up and reach up. If you want to incorporate the weight into it, we're going to take the weight into the left hand. Inhale the left, both arms up. You're going to switch the weight in your hands up over your head and lower the right arm down. Inhale both arms up and you switch the weight over your head to the other hand and lower down. And you don't have to use the weight, totally up to you. And you're gonna, if you are using the weight, boy, notice how wherever the weight is, that hand wants to go down a lot faster than the one that's not carrying the weight. That's a lovely metaphor for when we have anxiety and depression or just any negative thoughts in our head. They weigh us down. Very good. Let's finish out here with the weight in the right hand. And now option to set the weight down if you want, or we're going to hold the weight with the right hand and then lean forward, like we're picking up the weight off the ground. And just hold here. Bend the knees slightly and just reach for the floor. All right. Left hand on left knee, bend your knees, rise up as if you're picking up that 2 pounds or whatever weight you're raising. Switch to the other hand, hold the weight in your hand. Lean forward, right hand on right leg, as if you're picking up something. Knees are bent. Bend your knees as you rise back up. Switch hands, right hand, bend down, pick it up. This is very functional movements because we all have to bend down to pick up things, right? Whether it's our shoes, basket full of clothes, our little furry friends that sometimes want to be held if they're little. All right, let's do one more on each side. Hopefully this isn't hurting your back. If it is, please don't do it. Good. And now let's just set the weight down for a second. And now we're going to stretch out the back with a downward facing dog. So come behind your chair and just start to walk back. And you can rest here. Notice where you're feeling tightness in your body. Is it the legs? Is it the shoulders? The back? Soften your knees so they're slightly bent. See if you can push your tailbone back just a little bit more. Good job. Now rise up through your arms, hold on to the top of the chair, bring your hips forward as if you're just slanting the body. Make sure the chair isn't going to move beneath you. Ooh, feel the stretch in the backs of the legs here. And then push back into downward dog. All right, now rise up. We're going to step the right foot forward. Come, scoot that right foot a little further out from the leg of the chair, like a wide stance here. We're going to bend into that knee. As we bend into that knee, I want you to push your knee forward and push back into your left heel. So you feel hips coming out and kind of an angle. From the knee to the right hip, feel this muscle activating and the left calf squeezing in. Now, option to keep both hands on the chair or take the right hand, reach it up, reach it back around, and find your left hip, your left buttocks. Roll back your right shoulder and gaze upwards, keeping the chin tucked. Good job. Return your right hand back to the chair and step back your right leg. Push your hips away from your arms and take a couple breaths. Good. Now look forward. Look to the outside of the left leg of your chair and step your foot in that direction. So left foot pointing towards the left side of the room. Press down through your right heel. You may want to turn your toes a little bit to the right. Bend into your left knee. Figure out your hips. You want them coming forward. And then play around with the weight. Can you shift your weight to the right heel? Shift your weight to the left leg, left calf, left hip. Holding onto the chair with your right hand. Sweep your left arm up and around, and then maybe tuck that hand behind your back as you arch your back, pushing into the soles of your feet. Lizard pose. And return your left hand to the chair. Push back, step your feet back into downward facing dog. Good job. Now we're going to rise up into our high plank. Lift your heels. Push your shoulders on top of your wrist. Now slowly push back into your downward facing dog. Take your time and roll back up onto your tippy toes and walk to the top towards your chair. And stay up high as you can. And then slowly bend the knees and sink down into Utkatasana, thunderbolt or awkward chair pose. So really getting into the legs. Relax the shoulders down. Option to reach your hands forward if you want. Good. Now straighten the legs. Relax the arms by your waist. We're going to do this 3 more times. All right? So inhale. And as you exhale, bend the knees. Arms out or hold onto the chair. Good. Straighten the legs. Let's try it again. Inhale. Exhale. Sink. Inhale. Straighten the legs. Arms come down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now we're just going to fold over the chair. So if you're tall enough and you can just lean over the top of the chair to come down, I am not. So I've got to turn the chair around. I'm just not tall enough for that. I'm just going to come down onto my hands, onto the seat of the chair. And just find a nice little stretch in the backs of your legs. And you can rest here. It's not too intense. Keep in mind you want a slight bend in your knees so you don't lock them out. And close your eyes. If this makes you feel dizzy, get your head above your heart. You can go higher. But if you're feeling good and want to come down onto your forearms, you can do that too. You can also tuck your chin towards your chest. All right, nice and slow, bend into your knees. Let your head be the last thing that comes up. Slowly come back to standing. Just stand here for a moment, get yourself reacclimated with your body. And now we're going to come into tree pose. So after a forward fold, you might be a little dizzy, so take your time coming into this. There's a couple ways you can do tree. If you're behind your chair, you can hold on to it. If you're in front of your chair, you can try this. You can put, well, I'm going to turn to the side. You can put the knee on the chair. So my shin is balancing me on the chair. That's one way to do it. You take your arms out to the side, bring your arms up. Another way to do it is just standing next to the chair. It doesn't matter which leg you do. We're just going to do the other one in a second. You can hold on with one hand, opening the hip. Another way to do tree is just to put your foot on the chair. That gives a bigger opening here. So I'm going to give you just a minute to play around with a little bit of balance and decide which version of a tree you want to be today. through our standing leg. So the foot that is touching the ground is your roots. You're grounded through that section. The upper half of your body is soft because it can move, just like a tree. When the wind blows, it moves. But the roots stay stable. Take another breath here. And as you exhale it out, relax and let go of that posture. And then we'll take it to the other side. So whatever leg you didn't do last time, just try it on the other side. Again, you can take your options using the chair to lean your shin on, putting your foot on the seat of the chair, or just putting the foot on your leg or keeping your toes on the ground and finding your tree on this side. Nice and slow, release the hands down and shake out your legs. We'll make our way back to the seat. Now bring yourself to the edge of the seat so you can sit, kind of finding your sit bones here. And then take your hands back to the behind the chair and then lean back. Ooh, I already feel my belly. Now, option is to keep the knees bent or just straighten out the legs. Hands down, and then inhale, arms up overhead. Take a big stretch. Exhale, arms come down by your waist. Inhale, arms come up, keep your chin tucked. Exhale down. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring your right knee into your chest. Squeeze it as close as it feels possible to get the knee towards your chest. Maybe even the knee going slightly, right knee going to your right shoulder. Give it a little squeeze. And then release the right leg. Take both arms up over the sky, over your head. And then lower your arms down, bring your left knee in, squeeze it towards your left shoulder. And then lower. Inhale, both arms up. Right knee into the chest, give it another squeeze. Exhale, lower. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, left knee into the chest. And squeeze one more round of this. Inhale, both arms up. Right knee in. Lower. Inhale, both arms up. Left knee in. And lower. And now relax. If this position isn't comfortable for you, make another choice. And for the next moment or two, go back inside, go back into what you're feeling on the inside of your body. Maybe see if you can feel your own heartbeat. And give yourself permission to relax. Be patient if it's hard for you to relax. Try not to force it. The harder you try to relax, the harder it gets to relax. The law of karma. When a bird is alive, it eats ants. And when a bird is dead, the ants eat it. When a tree can be made into a million matches, but only one match is needed to burn a million trees. Circumstances can change at any time. Do not devalue or hurt anyone. You may be powerful today, but time is more powerful than you. Take a deep breath in. Nice and slow, sigh it out, an audible a release. And do that 2 more times. Big breath in. And sigh it out. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Gently start to rock your head. Stretch out your toes. Wiggle your fingers. And then take a big stretch up overhead. And then bring your hands to your heart, bow your head towards your fingers. Thank you so much for practicing with me this morning. I hope you enjoyed your practice. May you remember to be kind, to be patient, not only with others, but with yourself too. Namaste.